Okay, so we are evaluating this crazy looking integral. And they're going to walk us through the steps of making the U sub and everything else. So as you look at this crazy thing, how in the world do you think, what am I going to let you? Should I let it be the inside? Should I let it be that? No, it turns out you should let it be the arc sine of 6x. Why? Because because of this derivative down here, the derivative formula of arc sine, see how it becomes 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared, and that'll produce this piece, you see? So that's the trick. So you're going to let u be arc sine of 6x. This piece right here is going to be your u. So then what does your integral become? Well, we bring it over here. We now have the integral of, so that's going to be a 1, that's going to be a u. And yeah, so let me come over here and go. So u is the arc sine of 6x, right? So what is du dx? What's the derivative of that? Well, it says right here, the derivative of arc sine is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. So that's 1, oh, it's not a very good one. 1 over the square root of 1 minus, now should I just do x squared? No, no, no. Remember, anytime they give us a math science formula and they go, right? This says x squared. This means whatever's in this spot. So if there's a 3x or whatever, then that is 3x, right? So in this case, it's 6x, isn't it? 6x squared, right? But then the chain rule says, okay, times the derivative of the inside. If the inside was anything other than simple x, that'd be 6. Right? You tracking with me? So one more time. So whenever I use a math science formula, whenever they give an x, remember that's just holding a spot. That means there whatever's in that spot, if there's a million x there, then this is a million x squared. If there's a 2w there, then this is 2w. It's just holding a spot in a formula. In all math science formulas, remember, x is just holding a spot. It's just a blank. Doesn't mean literal x. It means whatever's in this spot ends up here. So if you have 6x, this is 6x squared. But then because the inside was not a simple x, chain rule says whenever you're doing derivative, don't forget multiply by the derivative of the inside function. Derivative of 6x is 6. Okay. Now let's multiply both sides by dx. Boom. So du equals, what does it equal? It equals um, 6 dx. Let's put this up here on the top is over 1. Times 1 doesn't do anything. 1 minus, and 6x squared is 30, right? 6x squared is 36x squared. Now, it's starting to look a lot like what we have, what's right here, right? But let's just get rid of that 6. 5 by 1, 6 on both sides. So 1/6 du then equals the square root dx over the square root of 1 minus 36x squared. So wherever you see dx over the square root of 1 minus 36x squared, you can place it with 1/6 du. Here we've got dx over the square root of 1 minus 36x squared. So all of that is going to be 1/6 du. So let's go back here. It's 1 over u times 1/6 du. Did that make sense? Let's make sure this makes sense. So I just took this integral and rewrote it. The arc sine 6x, that's u, so that's on the bottom. And then the 1 over the square root of 1 minus 36x squared dx, 1 over the square root of 36, you don't need the 1 times dx, is 1/6 du. So that's 1/6 du. So that's what goes right here. It's the integral of 1/6 times 1 over u du. Now, integrate that. How do you integrate that? Well, the 1/6 goes in the front, right? It's going to be 1/6 the integral 1 over u du. And what's the integral? So the 1/6 just sits there. What's the integral of 1 over u du? Natural log absolute value u. So there it is, plus a constant, of course. And those absolute values are optional. Well, they're not really, but it'll give you credit if you forget them. Okay, now last step. So final step, plug back in. Natural log, absolute value. What was u all along? Arc sine of 6x. Or I'll just say sine inverse of 6x, or arc sine, whatever, same thing. So there it is, natural log of arc sine of 6x over 6. We did the integral. So that's a tricky one. So let me just recap the beginning again. So I had this integral. I let u be this piece. I let u be arc sine. So the derivative is one of the trickiest parts. How do you take the derivative? Well, the derivative formula is right here. Derivative inverse sine is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. But remember, x, this is an important lesson. In a math science formula, x is not literal x. It's just holding a spot. It means whatever you're taking the inverse sine of, it goes down here squared. So I'm taking the inverse sine, the arc sine of 6x. That goes down here squared. And then the chain rule says, don't forget about me, times 6, because the derivative of the inside for 6x is 6. And then put that on the top, and then multiply both sides by 1/6 to get rid of that. Then 1/6 du is dx over the square root of 1 minus 36x squared, which is right here, dx over the square root of 1 minus 36x squared. That's 1/6 du. So there we go. So that's 1/6 du. Put the 1/6 in the front, integrate 1 over u. That's natural log of absolute value u. Put back in what u is, use the arc sine or inverse sine of 6x. And there we go.